Supersonic tractor, our Supersonic 410 pickup truck, then the Super Semis take the center, and we round out the evening with 2 divisions of street diesel pickup.
So Brad Hurry in your Wyman Performance pre-show here, getting ready for tonight's truck and tractor pulling action. And when you talk about the Super Semis, man, we got a great lineup tonight.
Yeah, we've got some of the top names in competition here. Maximus Prime 1 and 2 on the ground, as well as Silver Bullet number 1.
We also got word that Joe Gelato and Vinny Gelato are on their way, and Sneaky Pete is back. This will be the first time that he's ran in many years, and it's right here in Jefferson, Ohio.
Yeah, so shaping up to be an awesome class of trucks here tonight. Getting set to go. Just absolutely packed classes of vehicles here, so it's going to be an exciting show.
All right, Brad, so we're going to head up, get ready in the announcer stand, and we'll be back with action here momentarily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just a couple moments away from showtime here. I want everybody to get settled in, grab a seat, as we've got lots of truck and tractor pulling action getting set to come your way. If you want to follow along with all the live results tonight, head on over to cspulling.live. You can watch the live lineups and results, also up-to-date points. Also, we are live streaming on the CS Pulling Promotion social media platforms. Head on over to YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. So if you know somebody at home that wants to watch and wasn't able to make it tonight, they can follow along live and free across all the CS social media pages. So before we get set to go with pulling action here, we are just about ready to go. Track officials are getting set. We've got the Hot Rod V8s to kick things off. 18 tractors in that class here tonight. So, word is trackside, we are just about set. So before we kick things off, if I could please get everyone to rise for our national anthem, sung tonight by CS Pulling's very own Elena.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam. whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for some truck and tractor pulling action? So we are just moments away. They are checking things over, making sure that sled is ready to go and set where we need it for these hot rod V8 tractors. So tonight on the track, we've got the Kraus weight transfer machine. We've got Brian McConnell on the scraper roller tractor as we are set to go. Our first tractor getting ready to come to the track out of Clinton, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Mike Janoski with the international called the Bow Tie Binder. So Mike already has a win under his belt here in 2026. Already a couple top three finishes, strong running tractor. The first of 4 entries out of the Janoski pulling team. Mike Janoski getting set to go. The Bow Tie Binder. Janoski, the Bow Tie Binder. So we'll wait to get his official distance here. Also, we'll find out if our sled is set. So Mike's distance 281.45, 281.45. So he is our test puller, so he does have the option to turn that pull down. We'll also find out if our sled is set. So 281.45. Mike is going to turn that run down. So we'll see if they're going to make an adjustment to the sled or not. So it looks like Rick is out the sled, going to make an adjustment there. So no official mark in the class yet, so we'll be starting over from scratch. Our next competitor getting set to go out of Clinton, Pennsylvania. This is going to be the first of 3 entries for the Roy pulling team with the Farmall 706 called Mad Jack. Now, Lou already has a win under his belt also here in 2026. So we'll see what Lou Roy can do with Mad Jack. So Lou Roy getting ready back there in the pit area, getting fired up. We'll see what he can do with the Mad Jack tractor. As we made a little bit of adjustment on the sled, try to get these guys a little bit closer to that 300-foot mark. This is a very tough competition for these tractors. These guys are very closely matched. We've seen multiple winners all season long. So Lou Roy getting backed in with the Farmall Mad Jack. His first win of the season was down at the Bunker Hill Shootout, as these tractors will head down there tomorrow night. Lots of pulling action to go the next 2 nights down at the Bunker Hill Shootout. So lots of pulling coming up here this weekend. Also tomorrow night, the CS crew heads to New Martinsville, West Virginia. All right, so the green flags are out. Lou Roy, Mad Jack. And the distance for Lou Roy at Mad Jack, 301.76, 301.76. And since he is our new test puller, he is going to turn that run down as well. So no official mark yet, but our sled is set, and we are underway. So we'll see Mike Janowski and Lou Roy come back at the end of the class. As we get ready to bring our next competitor out on the sled with a Case 930 out of Hadley, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Gary Stafford with the tractor called the Tire Man. Gary Stafford with the Tire Man, having a little bit of issues getting the clutch to hook up on that tractor. And I did get word trackside is Lou Roy did not get the option to drop that hook. So his distance will stand at 301.76. And we'll get the distance for Gary Stafford with the Tire Man. Tow tractor to the track, please. We're going to need a tow tractor to the track, please. Distance for Gary Stafford with Tire Man, 202.92, 202.92. We'll get ready to bring our next competitor to the sled. We'll get Gary Stafford towed off the track. Coming in out of Middlefield, Ohio with a Massey Harris 44. This will be Shane Delbo with the tractor called Mighty Mouse. Right now that mark to beat at 301.76. So Shane Delbo getting set to go with Mighty Mouse. Looking to get out beyond that 3:01 lead mark. All right, so Shane's got the chain tight. We've got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Mighty Mouse. Shane Delbo with Mighty Mouse putting down a good solid pass. We'll wait to get his official mark. And Shane's distance with Mighty Mouse, 287.67, 287.67. Currently puts him number 2 in the class as we get ready to bring the second entry from the Janoski pulling team out onto the track. From Clinton, Pennsylvania with the Farmall M, this is Dan Janoski. He calls the M. So he's going to look to get beyond that 3:01 lead mark for Lou Roy and Mad Jack. So a lot of rivalry in this Janoski-Roy competition from down in Clinton, Pennsylvania. Very tough competitors. The two pulling teams neighbors down there. And one always trying to get by the other, so we'll see if Dan Janoski can get past that 3:01 mark. So Dan's got the chain tight. One final pass of that scraper roller tractor. And we'll look for the green flags. Dan Janoski with the M. Good run. We'll see what his official distance is. He's going to be up there close to that lead mark. the distance for Dan Janoski with the M was 3:13.54. He's your new leader. So moving that leader cone up the track about 12 feet. As getting back into the sled now out of Middlefield, Ohio with the Ford 6000. This is going to be Rick Barstow with the tractor called the Ankle Biter. So Rick Barstow with the Ankle Biter will get his official mark. The new lead out at 3:13. And the distance for Rick Barstow with the Ankle Biter, 264 even, 264 even. So our next tractor getting set to go out of Chesterland, Ohio with the Moline 302. This is going to be Zach Parnaby. He calls this one, "We'll Make It Work." So Zach Parnaby getting set to go with "We'll Make It Work." Get beyond that lead of 3:13 for Dan Janoski with the M. Zach Parnaby will make it work. distance for Zach Barnaby with We'll Make It Work. 3:08.42. 3:08.42. Currently moves him into the number 2 spot. So getting set to come to the sled next out of Clinton, PA. This will be the second entry out of the Roy pulling team. This will be Logan Neely doing the driving on the Farmall M called the Roy Toy. Cadillac power under the hood. So this was the first tractor in the Roy stable. They started out pulling antique tractors years ago. One night they were sitting out in the garage and they were looking at the tractor and they said, we want something with a little more horsepower. So John decided his wife's Cadillac was sitting out in the driveway. He goes out and pulls the motor out of the car, puts it in the tractor, and the Roy Toy was born. Needless to say, his wife was not too happy the next day when she went to go to work and the Farmall engine was in the Cadillac, but the tractor ran a lot better and very tough competitor here in this hot rod V8 division. The Roy Toy for Logan Neely getting set to go. Logan Neely with the Roy Toy right up there near that top of the class. We'll wait to get his official distance. And the distance for Logan Neely with the Roy Toy, 3:03.46, 3:03.46. Moves him into the number 3 spot in the class. And we get ready to bring our next competitor to the sled with a 1951 Massey Harris 55 out of Garrettsville, Ohio. This is John Yoxel with the tractor called Junk and Disorderly. John Yoxel getting set to go with Junk and Disorderly. Trying to get backed in nice and square and straight with that sled. Dan Janoski still holding on to that lead at 3:13 with the M. Zach Barnaby in second at 3:08. And Logan Neely going into that third spot at 3:03. All right, so the chain's tight for John Yoxel, Junk and Disorderly. John Yoxel, Junk and Disorderly, putting down a good solid pass away to get his official mark. And the distance for John Yoxel, Junk and Disorderly, 3:10.33. 3:10.33 moves him into the number 2 spot in the class. As we get ready to see the next entry from the Janoski pulling team out of Clinton, Pennsylvania with the Minneapolis Moline. This is Tom Janoski with the tractor called Old Yeller.
I'd like to thank Ed Fisher for sending our gift online to our live stream, one of our viewers on YouTube. So I'd like to thank Ed Fisher. Thank you. We need tow vehicles to the Maximus Prime trucks. Tow vehicles, we need you to the Maximus Prime trucks, please.
Attention to pit area, attention to pit area. All 2-6 trucks, please start making your way to the scale and into the lineup area, please. 2-6 trucks to the scale and into the lineup area. All right, so Tom Janoski getting set to go. Already has a top 3 finish so far this season. See if he can get out beyond that 3:13 mark. Tom Janoski, Old Yeller, right up there near that lead pack. We'll wait to get his official distance. So the lead mark at 3:13.54. The distance for Tom Janoski and Old Yeller, 3:17.05. He's your new leader, Tom Janoski, Old Yeller. While we got a moment here, I'd like to thank a couple of the fair sponsors for tonight's event. I'd like to thank Centera, Columbus Equipment, Britton Farms, Comp Dairy, King's Towing, Brown Sprinkler, Fetters Diesel Performance, Roll Right Truck Repair, Mason Hain, and Justin Graves. So a big thank you for making this event possible here tonight. As we get ready to bring our next tractor out on the track, out of Ashland, Ohio, with a Cockshunt 40. This is going to be Seth Shakely with the tractor called Homestead Hand-Me-Down. Right now, Tom Janoski in that top spot at 3:17. Dan Janoski in second at 3:13. And John Yoxel in third at 3:10. As Seth Shapely getting set to go with the Homestead hand-me-down. Seth Shakely, the Homestead hand-me-down. And the distance for Seth Shakely with the Homestead hand-me-down, 3:04.06, 3:04.06. Puts him in that number 5 spot. As we get ready to bring our next entry into the sled. Another tractor out of the Janoski Pulling Stable. Coming in from Clinton, Pennsylvania with the Farmall 1206. This is Jeremy Seibel with the tractor called Leaded. He's already got a win under his belt here in 2026, as well as a couple top 3 finishes, so very tough competitor in this class. So right now, 2 of the Janoski tractors sitting in those top 2 spots. See if he can get out beyond that lead mark of 3:17 for Jeremy Seibel and Leaded. Jeremy Seibel with Leaded. Gonna be right up there near that lead mark. We'll wait to get his official distance. So Jeremy Seibel is going to move the leader cone further up the track. 3:33.60. 3:33.60. So he'll be the new top tractor in the class. As right now, the Janoski Pulling Team 1, 2, and 3. We'll see Mike Janoski come back at the end of the class. Right now, the Janoski tractors 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to bring our next competitor to the sled out of Hadley, Pennsylvania with the Ford 5000. This is going to be Clay Sindlinger with the tractor called Ripped Up. So Clay Sindlinger getting set to go. See what he can do with the Ford. Ripped Up. Looking to get out beyond that new lead of 3:33. Clay Sindlinger Ripped Up, putting down a good solid pass. We'll see where he's going to stack up with the leaders. And the distance for Clay Sindlinger with Ripped Up, 3:19.91, 3:19.91. So moves him into that number 2 spot in the class. We've still got a lot of very competitive tractors to go in this division. And another strong running tractor getting set to go onto the track out of East Springfield, Pennsylvania with the Massey Harris 44. This is going to be Zach English with the tractor called the Red Slinger. He's already got a couple top 3 finishes under his belt here in 2026. So we'll see what Zach English can do with the Red Slinger. Jeremy Seibel still in the lead out of 3:33. Clay Sindlinger moved into that number 2 spot at 3:19, and Tom Janoski at 3rd at 3:17. Again, these tractors head tomorrow night down to Beloit, Ohio, the Bunker Hill Shootout. 2 nights of truck and tractor pulling action down there. So Zach English got the chain tight. Green flags are out for the Red Slinger. Zach English, the Red Slinger. We'll wait to get his official mark. And the distance for Zach English on the Red Slinger, 3:14.74. 3:14.74 moves him into the number 4 spot. As we get ready to bring our next tractor out to the the sled from Chardon, Ohio, with a 1947 Massey Harris 44. This is going to be Ray Yoxel with the tractor called Family Tradition. So 5 tractors to go here in the Hot Rod V8 division. We'll see what Ray Yoxel can do with Family Tradition. We're looking to get that Massey Harris 44 out beyond that 333 mark. While we got a second here, I'd like to thank one of the CS sponsors here in 2026, Long Acres Agronomic Solutions. Out of Tionesta, Pennsylvania, Long Acres is a full-service agronomy provider built by farmers for farmers, representing the Bex Hybrid as their flagship seed brand alongside Agro Liquid Crop Nutrition, Pivot Bio, Nitrogen Technology, Ag Leader Precision Ag, and Spray Tech Adjuvants. From seed to harvest, Long Acres delivers a program built to perform on every acre. Give them a call or visit longacresagro.com. Long Acres Agronomic Solutions, you just found better. Also, if you get a chance, head on down in front of the main grandstand along the track and check out the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand. Lots of great t-shirts, hoodies, decals, banners. So stop on by the merchandise stand located down on the track in front of the main grandstand. So Ray Yoxel getting ready to go. Family Tradition. Ray Yoxel, Family Tradition. So we'll see where he's going to stack up. And the distance for Ray Yoxel, Family Tradition, 315.84. 315.84. That moves him into the number 4 spot in the class. We get ready to bring our next competitor to the sled. The third entry out of the Roy pulling team from Clinton, Pennsylvania with the Minneapolis Moline G1000. This is going to be John Roy with the tractor he calls Never Satisfied. Already has a top 3 finish under his belt in 2026. So he's going to look to get out beyond that 333 mark. So John Roy getting set to go and Never Satisfied. See if he can get out beyond that 333 mark. John Roy, never satisfied. So we'll see what his official distance. And the distance for John Roy, never satisfied, 3:20.56. That moves him into the number 2 spot. John Roy, never satisfied. So Jeremy Seibel holding on to that lead with Leaded at 3:33. John Roy moves into the number 2 spot at 3:20. And Clay Sidlinger in third at 3:19. As we get ready to bring our next competitor out onto the track. Out of Clinton, Pennsylvania, with an Oliver 1850. This is going to be Michael Palmer with the tractor called Haterade. So Michael Palmer getting set to go with the Oliver Haterade. Palmer with Haterade, putting down a good solid pass. We'll see if he can shake up that leaderboard. And the distance for Michael Palmer with Haterade, 3:29.43, moves him into the number 2 spot. Just behind that leader cone for Michael Palmer with Haterade. So the lead's still out at 3:33. Michael Palmer goes into number 2 at 3:29, and John Roy in third at 3:20. We've got just a couple more tractors to go in the Hot Rod V8 division. Our next competitor getting ready to come to the sled out of Mercer, Pennsylvania with the 1957 Oliver Super 88. This is going to be Dennis Moose with the tractor called the Road Crop Roadrunner. A very tough competitor in this Hot Rod V8 division. Still looking to get into that top spot here in 2026. So these last few tractors here getting closer and closer to that leader mark. Now, when we started out early on in the class, these tractors were starting over on the right-hand side of the track. As the classes went on, the tractors have slowly moved closer over towards the center of the track starting line, trying to find a good line down here to get going. So each competitor does have the option. They can place that sled anywhere they want between the white lines. So these tractors slowly moving their way over towards the center of the track, trying to find a good spot to get a hold of. Get that sled up and moving off the starting line. All right, we got a green light on a sled. Green flags are out. Oh, he's going to be right up there. Dennis Moose with the Row Crop Roadrunner. The distance for Dennis Moose in the Row Crop Roadrunner, 3:19.81. 3:19.81 moves him into the number 5 spot. As we've got one more tractor to go. He was your test puller. Turned down his first run and the sled was adjusted. So Mike Janoski getting ready to come back to the line out of Clinton, Pennsylvania with the international called the Bow Tie Binder. So Mike Janoski, our final tractor in the class, getting set to go. Needs to get out beyond that 3:33 lead mark. So Mike's first run up around that 280 mark, turned it down. We made a slight adjustment on the sled. Now the lead out at 3:33 for Jeremy Seibel and Leaded. Michael Palmer in second at 3:29 and John Roy in third at 3:20. So final pass of the scraper rollers. Mike Janoski set to go with the Bow Tie Binder. See if he can get out beyond that 3:33. Mike Janoski, the Bow Tie Binder. We'll wait to get his official mark. So he needed to go beyond 3:33 for the win. The distance for Mike Janoski with the Bow Tie Binder, 3:40.72, taking home the win on the last hook of the class. So rundown of your top 5 in the division. 5th place is going to go to Clay Sindlinger with Ripped Up. 4th is going to go to John Roy, Never Satisfied. 3rd is going to go to Michael Palmer with Haterade. 2nd place is going to go to Jeremy Seibel with Leaded. And your winner here tonight, Mike Janoski with the Bow Tie Binder. So we'll make a quick sled adjustment as we get ready to go with our next division of competition. Moving into the 2.6 Pro Street diesel trucks. And we've got a awesome class of diesel pickups here tonight. This will be our first class diesel trucks to get on the track, as we've got 7 of the 2.6 Pro Street trucks here. So these trucks limited to a 2.6 smoothbore turbocharger, running on DOT tires. They are allowed to run front hanging weight on these trucks. A very competitive field of 2.6 getting set to go.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights, backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
And points. Also, if you know somebody that couldn't make it out tonight and wants to watch the poll, we are streaming live and free on all the CS Pulling Promotions social media pages. Just head on over to Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. Search CS Pulling Promotions and watch free and live all the CS events. Again, CS Pulling Promotions tomorrow night heads 2 different directions. We head down to the Bunker Hill Shootout for 2 nights of pulling action in Beloit, Ohio, as well as New Martinsville, West Virginia. So 2 great events tomorrow night, and then Saturday night down at the Bunker Hill Shootout, as well as we will be broadcasting live from the Butler Farm Show for our member state, Western Pennsylvania Tractor and Truck Pullers. A great event going on down there Saturday night, featuring the light and heavy tough farm tractors, the hot rod V8 class, as well as 3 divisions of semi-trucks, tri-axle, street semis, and pro street semis, all head down to the Butler Farm Show on Saturday night. So getting some weight added on to the Krause transfer machine. Each one of those blocks weighing in at just around 2,000 pounds. Those are massive lead blocks encased in steel. So one of those weights going into the sled. So not only does the sled operator have the option to add and remove weight from the sled, also they have a gearbox that controls how fast the box goes up the rails. Also, if you notice when the sled starts out, the back of the pan is up off of the ground. As that sled goes down the track, that pan will drop. That drop is tied into a trip switch located up on the sled rail. As the box goes up the rails, past that trip switch, the back of the pan will drop. Underneath that pan, there are steel grouser bars attached. Those grouser bars will dig into the track. So lots of options to get these vehicles stopped. It's not all just about adding weight into the box. So we'll get ready to go with our 2.6 Pro Street Diesel Division. Our first truck getting set to come to the line out of Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. This will be Frank Field with the Ford he calls Always Late. A strong running power stroke. A former competitor in the Open Street Diesel Division, making the jump up to 2.6 this year. In 2025, he was moving back and forth between the two divisions. Both divisions run a 2.6 smoothbore turbocharger. The 2.6 Pro Street Division does use a drawbar style hitch, whereas our Open Street Diesel Division uses a Reese hitch receiver. Also in the Open Street Diesel Division, no hanging weight, where the 2.6 allows the hanging weight. So he was making the change back and forth in 2025 and 2026, going fully committed to the 2.6 Pro Street class. Strong running power stroke machine out of the Warren Diesel shop. We'll see what Frank Field can do to get things started with Always Late. So Frank Field getting set to go with Always Late. The 2.6 Pro Street Division brought to you by Apex Diesel in 2026. Apex Diesel Performance and Machine, located at 12348 Atlantic Road in Atlantic, Pennsylvania. Apex Diesel is your source for turbochargers, fuel system and injection work, billet wheels, engine components, and safety components for Cummins, Powerstroke, and Duramax. Whether you need a simple repair or a full bore competition build, Apex Diesel will not disappoint. Call 814-382-4515 or visit apexdieselperformance.com. Apex Diesel Performance, where performance meets precision. Frank Field, Always Late. We'll wait to get his official distance, find out if our sled is set and if he is going to keep that or not. distance for Frank Field, and always late, 281.60, 281.60. And he is going to keep that hook. So that'll bring our next competitor to the line out of Adamsville, Pennsylvania with an 08 Dodge Ram. This is going to be Trevor Rainey with the truck called Wound Tight. Truck comes out of the Apex Diesel shop. Already has multiple wins on the season and always up on that top spot in this class. This has been the truck to beat here in 2026. So Trevor Rainey getting set to go with the Dodge called Wound Tight. Looking to get beyond that 281 lead mark. So this truck coming out of the Apex Diesel shop. Dustin Harrison did the driving on this truck down at the Bunker Hill Shootout, picked up a win. Already 3 top finishes for this truck in 2026. And 8 top 3 finishes. So Trevor Rainey with Wound Tight. See if he can get that Dodge beyond that 281 lead mark. How about it? Do I got any Dodge fans here tonight? Dodge fans, make some noise. How about my Ford fans? Where's all the Ford fans tonight? Make some noise. How about some noise, Chevrolet fans? Trevor Rainey Wound Tight will get the official mark. So Trevor Rainey needed to go beyond 281 to the lead. His distance 286.61. He's your new leader. Trevor Rainey Wound Tight. Putting that Dodge into that #1 spot right now as we get ready to bring our first Chevy of the class out. From Beringsville, Pennsylvania with an 03 Chevy, this is David Heller with the truck called Come and Get It. So this truck comes in out of eastern Pennsylvania Making about a 5-hour trip over here to run with us as we've had multiple events this week. Unfortunately, we got rained out Tuesday night down at the Butler Farm Show. Made an exhibition pass last night down there. Had a strong run. These trucks tomorrow night head down to the Bunker Hill Shootout. So making a 3-day swing with CS Pulling Promotions before heading back out into eastern Pennsylvania. A very tough running Chevrolet getting set to go. David Heller, come and get it.
If you are parked directly behind the announcer's booth in a blue SUV, you park directly behind one of our competitors trying to get onto the trailer, so we ask you please move that SUV immediately. It's a blue SUV in the pits here directly behind the announcer stand. Thank you.
David Heller, come and get it. So we'll wait to get his official mark, because right now the lead's at 286 for Trevor Rainey, and wound tight. Boy, talk about close, ladies and gentlemen. He needed to get beyond 286. The distance for David Heller, 285.16, 285.16. This is a very class of trucks getting set to go. With our next competitor out of New Galilee, Pennsylvania, with the Dodge 2500. This is going to be Matt Deal with the truck called Working On. So Matt Deal getting ready to go with Working On. See if he can get out beyond that 286 lead mark. So Matt Deal having a little bit of trouble there getting that truck to spool up for him. They'll check things out. See if he can get that truck to make a pass. So Matt Deal going to give it another shot here, see if he can get the Cummins to light. Matt Deal working on. Deal working on. Finally able to get that truck to light and make a pass. We'll wait to get his official distance. So Matt Deal needed to get beyond that 286 lead mark. He goes 287.76. He's your new leader! Matt Deal working on. Our next competitor getting set to come to the sled with a 98 Dodge 2500. This is going to be Aaron Flavel with the truck he calls Chasin' Made a 300 from Jefferson, Ohio. So Aaron Flavel getting set to go. Chasin' Made a 300, looking to get out beyond that 287 lead mark. Aaron Flavel, Chasin' Made a 300. Putting down a good pass. We'll wait to get his official distance. distance for Aaron Flavel with Jason May to 300, 280.70, 280.70. So Matt Deal still holding on to lead at 287. Trevor Rainey at 286. David Heller at 285. As we get ready to bring our next truck out on the line from Sandy Lake, Pennsylvania with the Ford F-250. This is going to be Ron King with the truck called the Problem Child. Another strong running power stroke machine out of that Warren Diesel shop. Warren Diesel Injection, the sponsor of CS Pulling Promotions for the Pro Mod Run What You Brung division. Headquartered in Guys Mills, Pennsylvania, Warren Diesel has built their name on the highest quality diesel injectors and performance parts in the industry, from 7.3, 6.0, 6.4, and 6.7 Power Stroke to Duramax and Cummins. Every injector that leaves their shop is remanufactured, flow tested, and built to perform. They offer complete power packages, turbos, fuel systems, tuning, and apparel. Visit WarrenDiesel.com. Warren Diesel Injections, your fuel needs. So Ron getting set to go in the Apex Diesel 2.6 Pro Street Division. So we've got just a couple more trucks to go in this 2.6 division. So one final pass to the scraper roller, and Ron King set to go with the Problem Child. Ron King, the Problem Child. So we'll wait to get his official distance. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about how close this 2.6 class is. Ron King just went 284 even with the Problem Child, puts him in the number 4 spot. Matt Deal still holding on to that lead at 287. Trevor Rainey in second at 286. And David Heller in third at 285. So those top 4 trucks just a couple feet apart as we get ready to bring our final competitor to the line in our 2.6 Pro Street Diesel division out of Elwood City, Pennsylvania with the 1979 Chevy Silverado. This is going to be Renee Dean with the truck called the Harvest Wrecker. How about it? Where's all my lady driver fans at tonight? This truck featured on the Lady Driver t-shirt. So if you want one of those shirts, head on down to the merchandise stand located in front of the grandstands. Check out the Lady Driver shirt. Also featured on that shirt, Amanda Wheatland just putting up a fight, and Kayla Graham's Billet Blue. So Renee Dean getting set to go, our final truck in the class. She already has a win so far this season, multiple top 3 finishes. So we'll see if she can get out beyond that 287 mark. here, I'd like to thank a couple of the fair sponsors for this evening. Centera, Columbus Equipment, Britton Farms, Comp Dairy, King's Towing, Brown Sprinkler, Fetters Diesel Performance, Roll Right Truck Repair, Mason Hain, and Justin Graves. All right, so Renee Dean's got the chain tight. We got a green light on the sled. Green flags are out. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker. We'll wait to get her official distance to see where she's going to stack up in this class, right up there near that lead mark. So the mark to beat, 287. Distance for Renee Dean and the Harvest Wrecker, 288.07. She's going to take home the win. Renee Dean, the Harvest Wrecker. So rundown of your top 5 in the 2-6 Pro Street class. 5th place is going to go to Ron King with the Problem Child. 4th is going to go to David Heller with Come and Get It. 3rd is going to go to Trevor Rainey, Wound Tight. 2nd, Matt Deal with Working On. And your winner, the lady driver out of Elwood City, Renee Dean and the Harvest Wrecker. So another block of weight going into the sled as we get set to go with our next division, the Classic Superstock Tractors. So another 2,000 pounds goes on to the weight transfer machine as we'll get ready to bring our first competitor out on the track out of Salem, Ohio with the John Deere 5010. This is going to be Tim Stanley with the tractor called Just Chugging Along.
All right, Chase Diamond here, CS Pulling Promotions, talking with Dustin Harrison, Apex Diesel. Dustin, you're the new title sponsor of the 2.6 Pro Street Diesel class.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Apex Diesel, what you guys do.
So biggest thing we do, performance and repair, diesel trucks, everything's diesel. About 75% of our business is machining, truck pulling, we're really oriented towards truck pulling. That's what I do. Trevor that works for me, that's what he does too. That side's more of the repair shop side. So we do a lot of repair, a lot of Cummins, but we do the big 3, Power Stroke, Duramax, Cummins, a lot of online sales, the safety components, turbo, we do a lot of turbochargers, a lot of engines, a lot of safety components. That's getting to be a really big, the turbine crosses, within the last couple of years, that's been a really big thing. The safety compressor crosses, that's getting to be another, a lot of tricky stuff. We do a lot of block off plates, intake runners, front covers. We're trying to do as much stuff on this as we can, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't do. We depend on a lot of other really good people. So
absolutely, and you guys have been with CS Pulling Promotions since the very beginning for the most part.
Yep.
And you guys have grown leaps and bounds, especially with the new online store. Tell us a little about that.
It's just getting to be the way of the world anymore. A lot of people, it's easy. I mean, you can get online, and we're trying to make the checkout as easy as you can. You get online, you got a question about anything, most of the questions can be answered just by looking through the listing. You figure out what fits, what you need. But we still do a lot of custom stuff. So people call in, they find you through the website, they call in, and you know.
So Tim Stanley getting back into the sled as the Kraus weight transfer set to go. All right, green flags are out. Tim Stanley just chugging along. Tim Stanley just chugging along. So our next competitor coming to the line out of Leetonia, Ohio with an International 806. This is going to be Phil Kernhoffel with a tractor called Let's Roll. So the Classic Superstock, the first promotions. We ran this at a handful of events in 2025. So a full points class here in 2026. It has been very competitive so far this year. But the Classic Super Stocks date back many years. This class celebrating its 40th anniversary. So this tractor's been run on multiple circuits. Turned 40 years old earlier this month. So a good, strong class, very competitive. Phil Kernhoffel, let's roll! Phil Kernhoffel, let's roll. We'll wait to get his official mark. And the distance for Phil Kernhoffel with Let's Roll, 3:04.11. 304.11. Competitor set to come to the line out of Amsterdam, Ohio, with a John Deere. This is going to be Hayden Shaw with the tractor called the Haymaker. So John Deere getting ready to come to the line. John Deere in the lead. Do I got any John Deere fans here tonight? Come on, John Deere fans, make some noise. How about my international fans? Do I got any international fans here tonight? How about Ford fans? Do we got any Ford fans in the crowd tonight? We do got one Ford in this division coming up later on. But right now, John Deere Power getting ready to go for Hayden Shaw with the Haymaker. Looking to get beyond that 3:15 lead mark. All right, so Hayden Shaw's got the chain tight. We'll wait for the green light on the sled. All right, so we got the green light. Green flags are out. Hayden Shaw with the Haymaker. Hayden Shaw with the Haymaker. He was all over that track trying to keep it in bounds. Got over there tight on that right-hand sideline, but able to keep that tractor inside the marks. So wait to get his official distance, as he was hard on those brakes to try to get that tractor to go straight, cost him a lot of distance. And the distance for Hayden Shaw with the Haymaker, 285.01, 285.01. So unfortunately, anytime you have to get on those brakes to try to keep that tractor straight, costs you a lot of valuable distance. So our next competitor getting set to go out of Hadley, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Mike Sindlinger with the Ford 8000 called the Iron Ox. So we saw Clay Sindlinger run earlier in the Hot Rod V8 division. Now this is Mike Sindlinger coming to the line. The Sindlinger family running all blue tractors, but they run 4 different tractors in 4 different divisions. So Mark Sindlinger runs in the Super Farm division. They also have a single engine modified tractor and currently working on a twin engine modified tractor. The single engine modified tractors head down to the Bunker Hill Shootout Saturday night, along with the classic super stocks. So Mike Sindlinger getting set to go with the Iron Ox, looking to get out beyond that 3:15 lead mark. Mike Sindlinger, the Iron Ox, had a good straight pass going. And the distance for Mike Sindlinger with the Iron Ox, 3:05.26. 3:05.26 moves him into that number 2 spot. Tow tractor to the track, please. We need a tow tractor to the track, please. So Mike Sindlinger moves into that number 2 spot with Iron Ox. Tim Stanley still holding on the lead at 3:15 as we get ready to bring our next tractor out on the track with the Farmall 1206. This is going to be Seth Keller with the tractor he calls the Lunatic Fringe. Now this is a new tractor for 2026. Seth, a former competitor in the super stock truck division, making the switch over to the diesel tractor class. So Seth Keller getting set to go with the Lunatic Fringe. So Seth's got the chain tight. One final pass of the scraper roller tractor, and we'll get set to go. See if he can get that tractor out past that 3:15 lead mark. Seth Keller, Farmall 1206, the Lunatic Fringe. Seth Keller, the Lunatic Fringe. get his official distance. And Seth Keller's distance, 299.30. 299.30. Currently moves him number 4 in the class. Our next competitor getting ready to come to the sled out of Beloit, Ohio with a 1961 John Deere 4010. This is John Stanley with the green broke deer. Tim Stanley still holding on to that lead at 3:15. Mike Sindlinger in second at 3:05, and third right now is Phil Kernoffel at 3:04. So we'll see if John Stanley can get that John Deere out past that 3:15 mark. So John Stanley getting all that safety gear on. Has to have his helmet and a neck brace on there, so getting all that safety gear on, ready to go. Got that chain tight, so John Stanley, the green broke deer. See if he can get out beyond that 3:15 mark. In the green broke deer, 3:01.86, 3:01.86. That'll move him into the number 4 spot. So these tractors all stacking up around that 300-foot mark. Tim Stanley still sitting in the lead at 3:15. As we get ready to bring the next competitor out on the track out of East Rochester, Ohio with a 5010 John Deere. This is going to be Todd Hawk with the Screaming Eagle. Well, we got a moment. I'd like to thank a few of the fair sponsors here tonight for this event. Centera, Columbus Equipment, Britton Farms, Comp Dairy, King's Towing, Brown Sprinkler, Fetters Diesel Performance, Rural Right Truck Repair, Mason Hain, and Justin Graves. I also like to thank one of our CS sponsors in 2026, Mr. Excavator. Mr. Excavator is a family-owned and operated excavating contractor headquartered in Kirkland, Ohio, with a regional office in Columbus. With over 50 years of experience, Mr. Excavator handles site development, road work, site demolition, mass excavation, and utility installation for commercial, educational, healthcare, energy, and industrial projects across Ohio and neighboring states. Give them a call or visit MrExcavator.com. Let Mr. Excavator do it. Green flags are out for Todd Hawk with Screaming Eagle. Todd Hawk, Screaming Eagle. A good solid pass. We'll wait to get his distance. And the distance for Todd Hawk on the Screaming Eagle, 311.33, 311.33. Currently in the number 2 spot. So shaking up that leaderboard a little bit. As the Screaming Eagle moves into that number 2 spot at 311.33. Competitor getting set to come to the track out of Hanoverton, Ohio. With International 1206, this is going to be Jake Agater with the red edge. We'll see what the red edge can do, see if we can get an International into that top spot. Jake Agater with the red edge. See where that International machine's going to stack up in the class. And the distance for the red edge, 304.11, 304.11. So that actually gives us a tie right now for 4th and 5th place. So Jake Agater tied with Phil Kernoffel right now for that number 4 spot. So our next tractor coming out on the track from Alliance, Ohio with the John Deere 4010. This is Sam Kitzmiller with the tractor called New Generation. Sam has a top 3 finish so far this season, still looking to pick up his first win here in 2026 with CS Pulling Promotions. All right, so green flags are out. Sam Kitzmiller, New Generation. And the distance for Sam Kitzmiller with the New Generation, 301.86, 301.86. All right, so our next tractor getting set to come to the line out of Hanoverton, Ohio with a 1975 International 1066. This is going to be Colton Simmons on the tractor called Crushing It. So Colton Simmons getting ready to go. So normally we see Jarek Simmons doing the driving. Colton jumping in the seat tonight. So we'll see what he can do with the International. A very tough running tractor in this Classic Super Stock division. Already has multiple wins on the 2026 season. Simmons with crushing it. Wait to get that official mark. Colton's distance 3:01.25, 3:01.25. So 4 more tractors to go here in the Classic Super Stock Division. And our next competitor getting set to come out on a sled from Rootstown, Ohio with the John Deere 4430. This is going to be Rose Palmer with the tractor called First Due. So how about it? Where's my lady driver fans? We got to see one lady driver take home the win here tonight already. See if we can get another lady driver in that top spot. A very competitive John Deere machine getting ready to back into the sled for Rose Palmer and First Due. So 4 more to go. Tim Stanley started things off at 3:15. Still holding on to that lead mark. So we'll see what Rose Palmer can do with the John Deere 4430 called First Due. Rose Palmer, First Due. Wait to get the official mark. And the distance for Rose Palmer and First Due, 3:02.91, 3:02.91. Tim Stanley still holding on to that top spot at 3:15. Todd Hawk in second at 3:11. And Mike Sinlinger still in third at 3:05. As we get ready to bring out Zach Jones from Freeport, Ohio with the International 856. Tractor called Survivor. Reminder, if you got a couple minutes, head on down to the CS Pulling Promotions merchandise stand located in front of the main grandstand down on the track. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, decals, and banners, multiple designs down there, featuring the all-new Lady Driver shirt and the Limited Pro A-Pumps. So make sure you head on down to the merchandise stand. So Zach Jones getting ready to go with Survivor. See if we can get that international out beyond that 3:15 lead mark. gets the chain tight with the International 856. Green flags are out. Let's see what he can do with the tractor called Survivor. Zach Jones with Survivor. Stacking up right around that 300-foot mark. And the distance for Zach Jones with Survivor, 3:06.92. That's going to be good enough right now to move him into the number 3 spot in the class. So Zach Jones and Survivor moving into that top 3. So Tim Stanley still holding on to lead. Todd Hawk in second. Now Zach Jones moves into that number 3 spot with Survivor. We get ready to bring our next competitor out on the line from Kensington, Ohio with the John Deere 5010. This is going to be Kyle Hawk with the Black River Deer. Another competitive deer in this Classic Superstock division. So we'll see if he can get out beyond that 315 mark. So Kyle Hawk with the Black River Deer. Just a couple more tractors to go. So Kyle Hawk, we got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. See what he can do with the Black River Deer. Kyle Hawk, the Black River Deer. Waiting to get his official mark. Putting down a good solid pass to get up there near the leaders. And the distance for Kyle Hawk and the Black River Deer, 3:04.86, 3:04.86. That'll put him in the number 5 spot with 1 to go. So our final tractor in the Classic Superstock getting ready to come to the line. Out of Hanoverton, Ohio with the International 1066. This is going to be Eric Simmons with the Midnight Squeeze. He already has 1 win under his belt in 2026. as well as a couple top 3 finishes. So we'll see what the International can do. Right now, John Deere holding on to lead at 3:15. Do I got any International fans out there who thinks the International can take home the win? A very tough running tractor getting ready to come to the sled. The Midnight Squeeze, Eric Simmons. So Tim Stanley been holding on to that lead since that first pass down the track. He's got one more to hold off. Comes down to John Deere versus International. Tim Stanley with just chugging along at 3:15. As we wait to see what Eric Simmons can do with the Midnight Squeeze. So get the track all grooved up here. We're waiting to get the Black River Deer off the track. Attention to pit area, attention to the pit area. Super Semi, to start making your way into the lineup area, please. Super Semis, if you can start making your way into the lineup area. Trying to get the Black River Deer out of those big ruts down there. As we get ready to go with our final Classic Super Stock. And we get ready to move into our stock 4-wheel drive pickup trucks. And then after the Super Stock 4-wheel drives, we've got the Super Semis. And we'll round out the evening with street diesel pickup trucks. So getting that track groomed back in. As we get ready to go with our final tractor in the Classic Super Stock division. Eric Simmons with the Midnight Squeeze. So final pass of the scraper roller. Brian McConnell doing an awesome job keeping that track all groomed up tonight. All right, Eric Simmons, the Midnight Squeeze. is going to be right up there near that lead mark. We'll wait to get his official distance for Eric Simmons in the Midnight Squeeze. Distance for Eric Simmons in the Midnight Squeeze, 3:03.61. 3:03.61. So run down to your top five in the Classic Superstock division. Fifth place is going to go to Kyle Hawk with the Black River Deer. Fourth place is going to go to Mike Sindlinger with the Iron Ox. Third is going to go to Zach Jones with Survivor. Second's going to go to Todd Hawk with the Screaming Eagle. And your winner tonight at 3:15, Tim Stanley with Just Chugging Along. So getting the sled reset as we get ready to go with our Superstock four-wheel drives. 410 cubic inch trucks turning over 10,000 RPMs. So we'll make an adjustment on the sled. And get set to go with our first competitor out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania with the 1967 Chevy. This is going to be Sam McGill with the truck called the Predator 4. Sam McGill with the Predator 4. We'll wait to get his official distance, find out if our sled is set. And the distance for Sam McGill on the Predator 4, 302.81, 302.81. So now we'll find out from the track crew if our sled is set, if he is going to keep that or not. So the word trackside, our sled is set. We are underway. The mark to beat at 302.81. I need a tow tractor to the pits for the super semis. I need a tow tractor to the pit area for the super semis, please. All right, our next competitor getting ready to go out of Atwater, Ohio. This is Brian Coyle with the Outwitted 2. Brian Coyle outwitted 2. Gonna be right up there near that lead mark. We'll wait to get his official distance. And the distance for Brian Koya with the outwitted 2. 3:17.20. He's your new leader. Brian Koya outwitted 2. Our next truck getting ready to come to the line out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania, with a 91 Ford Ranger. This is Ryan Martin with the truck called Slingin' Lead, an all-new build in 2026, and has been tough running so far here this season. So we'll see what Ryan Martin can do with Slingin' Lead, looking to get beyond that 317 mark. Slingin' Lead. So we'll wait to get his official mark. Looking to get out beyond 317. And the distance for Ryan Martin was Slingin' Lead, 310.73. 310.73. So right now that puts him in the number 2 spot. So we get ready to bring our next competitor out to the sled. Another all-new truck for 2026. Out of Williamsfield, Ohio, with a 97 Ford F350. This is going to be Jim Tabor with the truck called Over the Top. So Jim got to drive Calvin Brown's truck down at South Buffalo last fall. Made one pass down the track, said he was hooked, decided to get a truck over the winter. So Jim got the 97 Ford Over the Top, been running pretty strong here in 2026 as an all-new competitor. So Jim Tabor getting set to go with Over the Top. Brian Coya still holding on to that lead out of 3:17. Ryan Martin in second at 3:10. So we'll see what Jim Tabor can do over the top. So Jim Tabor, the first truck out of the Buckeye Motorsports pulling team. We'll see Calvin Brown Jr. and Sr. coming up here in just a little bit. While we got a moment, I want to remind everybody that the championship pulling for children, Champions Pulling for Children, coming up in September 24th and 25th at the Pine Lakes Raceway. Calvin Brown Jr. putting that event on. And a great event with 2 days of truck and tractor pulling action. So make sure you head on over to Facebook, check out Champions Pulling for Children. So Jim Tabor getting ready to go with Over the Top. Jim Tabor over the top, putting down a good strong pass. We'll see what his official distance is. Talk about close, ladies and gentlemen. He needed to go beyond 3:17.2. Distance for Jim Tabor and Over the Top, 3:17.05. 3:17.05. So second place right now, but very, very close to that top spot. But Brian Coya holds on to the lead at 3:17.2. truck getting ready to come to the track out of Cadiz, Ohio, with a 98 Chevy. This is going to be Calvin Brown Sr. with the truck called Pipe Dreams. Another member of the Buckeye Motorsports. So from right here in Dorset, Ohio, Calvin Brown Sr. getting set to go with Pipe Dreams. So Calvin, a competitor for many, many years on the Superstock circuit, sold the truck, retired from pulling for a little while, bought the truck back over the winter. So this truck used to be campaigned under the Livewire name. This was the truck that Calvin had, was originally called Pipe Dreams. He bought the truck back and running again under the name Pipe Dreams. Calvin Brown Sr. with a 98 Chevy getting ready to come to the line. See if he can get out beyond that 317 mark for the lead. Calvin Brown Sr. getting ready to go with Pipe Dreams. See if he can get out past that 317 lead mark. This class heads to New Martinsville, West Virginia tomorrow night. So getting into the busy part of the pulling season. These trucks were set to compete Tuesday night at the Butler Farm Show. Unfortunately, Mother Nature had a change of plans. It was too wet, so we were not able to run that show down there. So Calvin Brown Sr. going to get that chain tight. Look to go beyond that 317 mark. He already has one win under his belt so far here in 2026. He's going to be right up there with the lead. We'll wait to get his official distance, as it is close right now. The lead mark at 317. He needed to get beyond 317 for the lead. Distance for Calvin Brown Sr. and Pipe Dreams, 320.16. He's your new leader! Just a little over halfway through this Superstock truck class. Calvin Brown Sr. taking over the lead at 320. Brian Coya in second at 317.2 and Jim Tabor at 317.05. Get ready to bring the next truck out on the line from Sarver, Pennsylvania with a 2004 Ford Ranger. This is going to be Ronnie Jack with the truck called the Bounty Hunter. So Ronnie Jack getting set with the Bounty Hunter, Ford Ranger. New mark to beat at 320. Ronnie Jack with the Bounty Hunter. He's going to be right up there near them top spots, so we'll wait to see if he can shake up that leaderboard. And the distance for Ronnie Jack with the Bounty Hunter, 316.75. 316.75 puts him in the number 4 spot. So our next truck getting ready to go out of Cadiz, Ohio with a 1978 Chevy 3500. This is going to be Richard Eberhardt with the truck called Pieces and Parts. One top 3 finish so far this season. So 3 more trucks to go in the super stock class. And Calvin Brown Sr. holding on to that lead. Richard Eberhardt gets the chain tight. Green flags are out. Pieces and Parts. Richard Everhart, Pieces and Parts. We'll talk about close, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, Calvin Brown Sr. with the lead at 320.16. Distance for Richard Everhart with Pieces and Parts, 320.31. He's your new leader! Richard Everhart, Pieces and Parts. Just inching that leader cone ahead a little bit. Right now, getting up for the lead with 2 trucks yet to go. So 2 more trucks to go as we get ready to bring our next competitor out on the sled out of Adena, Ohio with a 1966 Chevy C10. This is going to be Trevor Kenzorski with the truck called Back in Black. So actually, we've got 3 trucks left to go in this class. So Trevor Kenzorski getting set to go. And so we've got 3 more to run. Trevor's got that chain tight. He'll look for the green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. Trevor Kenzorski back in black. Trevor Kenzorski back in black. We'll see where he's going to stack up with those leaders. Right up there near that top spot. So Trevor Kenzorski needed to go beyond 320 for the lead. His distance, 328.18. Now he's your new leader. Trevor Kenzorski back in black. So taking that top spot with just a couple trucks to go. Two very tough competitors waiting back there in the staging area. Our next truck getting set to come to the track out of Brookfield, Ohio with a 1933 Chevrolet. This is going to be Luke Simeon with the truck called Out of the Blue. One win and a couple top 3 finishes already here this season. He's going to look to get out beyond that 328 lead mark. veteran puller in this super stock division. And very strong running truck. Definitely one you don't want to count out. Luke Simeon with Out of the Blue. Attention to pit area, attention in the pit area. Street diesel pickup trucks, start making your way into the lineup area. Street diesel pickup trucks, we need you to start making your way to the scales and into the lineup area. We need the stock turbocharger trucks to the scales first, please. Stock turbo to the scale first. Simeon out of the blue. So we'll wait to get the official mark, but I think we are going to move the leader mark up the track just a little bit. He needed to go beyond 328. Gonna come up just a little short tonight at 326.12. 326.12 for Luke Simeon out of the blue. Currently puts him in the number 2 spot. Richard Everhart still holding on to number 3 with pieces and parts. So one more to go in the super stock truck division. Our final truck getting set to go in the super stock division. Out of Andover, Ohio with the Chevy. This is Calvin Brown Jr. with the truck called the Buckeye Bowtie. So he'll get the Chevy fired up and look to get beyond that 328 lead mark. So one final pass of the scraper roller. As Calvin getting set to go. While we got a second, Calvin wanted me to let everybody know he wanted to wish his daughter Tiffany and her husband a happy anniversary. Members of the Buckeye Motorsports team. So Calvin getting set to go with the Buckeye bow tie. So we know at this point the winner is going to be a Chevy. It just comes down to whether or not it's going to be Trevor Kenzorski with the back in black or Calvin Brown Jr. with the Buckeye bow tie. right, so Calvin Brown Jr. got the chain tight. We got green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. The Buckeye bow tie. Calvin Brown Jr., the Buckeye bow tie, going to be right up there with the leaders. We'll wait to get his official distance. Boy, talk about just being close, down to the inches in this class, ladies and gentlemen. Trevor Kenzorski sitting at 328.18. Distance for Calvin Brown Jr., 328.03. Gonna come up just a little bit short of that top spot. So run down in the Super Stock Truck Division. Fifth place is going to go to Calvin Brown Sr. with Pipe Dreams. Fourth is going to go to Richard Eberhardt, Pieces and Parts. Third place is going to go to Luke Simeon with Out of the Blue. Second's going to go to Calvin Brown Jr. with the Buckeye bow tie. And your winner tonight at 328.18, Trevor Kenzorski with Back in Black. So we'll have just a few moments here while we get the sled reset and get ready to go with the Super Semis. While we got a few moments, want to remind everybody, stop down, check out the official CS Point Promotions merchandise stand located along the front of the grandstand, right down on the track. All you have to do is go down into the center of the grandstand, down the steps, and onto the track. Check out all the CS merchandise.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights, backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
So getting some more weight added on to the cross transfer. Making a few adjustments here. We talked about adding weight. We talked about the gearing on the box as well as the trip for the pan. Also, if you notice, most of the night the box has been going all the way back under the cab, so the operator also has another option. There are a set of pins that go on the rails that can hold that box out and preload that sled just a little bit. So Rick put those stops in back under the cab there, so now the box will start out a little bit further. That weight will come on a little bit quicker as we look to stop the 20,000-pound super semis. 10 of the toughest running trucks in the country on the grounds here tonight at the Ashtabula County Fair.
All right, Chase Diamond here, CS Pulling Promotions, talking with Dustin Harrison, Apex Diesel. Dustin, you're the new title sponsor of the 2.6 Pro Street Diesel class.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Apex Diesel, what you guys do.
So biggest thing we do, performance and repair, diesel trucks, everything's diesel. About 75% of our business is machining, truck pulling, we're really oriented towards truck pulling. That's what I do. Trevor that works for me, that's what he does too. That side's more of the repair shop side. So we do a lot of repair, a lot of Cummins, but we do the big three: Power Stroke, Duramax, Cummins. A lot of online sales. The safety components, turbo. We do a lot of turbochargers, a lot of engines, a lot of safety components. That's getting to be a really big. The turbine crosses. Within the last couple of years, that's been a really big thing. The safety compressor crosses, that's getting to be another. A lot of trinkety stuff. We do a lot of block-off plates, intake runners, front covers. We're trying to do as much stuff on this as we can, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't do. We depend on a lot of other really good people. So
absolutely, and you guys have been with CS Pulling Promotions since the very beginning for the most part.
Yep.
And you guys have grown leaps and bounds, especially with the new online store. Tell us a little about that.
It's just getting to be the way of the world anymore. A lot of people, it's easy. I mean, you can get online, and we're trying to make the checkout as easy as you can. You get online, you got a question about anything, most of the questions can be answered just by looking through the listing. You figure out what fits, what you need. But we still do a lot of custom stuff. So people call in, they find you through the website, they call in, and because not everything's one size fits all. But yeah, it's just a lot easier. I mean, you could be at home 9 o'clock at night, laying in bed, and you think, oh man, I need this. Well, back in the day, before we really had a very good website, they had to call the next day, and it just got to be one of them things to where it just worked out a lot better for everybody. It's a lot easier on the customer too. And ApexDieselPerformance.com. ApexDiesel.com. We own that too, so it'll take you to it. But ApexDieselPerformance.com.
Awesome. Super excited to have you back.
Yep.
Thanks, Dustin.